Hello, beautiful. It's so great to be here with you today. One of the ways that we can feel so much better pretty quickly is reducing chronic inflammation. And I'm going to share exactly what that is with you in just a moment. Hi, I'm Robin Nielsen, CEO and founder of Natural Hormone Solution. And it's one of the things that we do in our private program is we help to identify what's causing the inflammation and then we fix it. So we call that root cause healing, figuring out what the root causes are of dis-ease and then fixing them. And there are two types of inflammation. There is acute inflammation, which you're pretty aware of, things that are happening right now that are causing you a lot of discomfort. So, an injury, for instance, is acute inflammation, pain or tenderness, swelling, heat in the body, fever, any sort of virus that you might be dealing with, bacterial infections, things like that. That's an acute situation, but a chronic situation is a little bit different. You're super aware of some types of chronic inflammation, but others you may not be so much aware of. And some examples of chronic inflammation are things like abdominal pain, chest pain, fatigue or insomnia, trouble sleeping, a fever, just kind of a low grade fever that you might not even be aware of, joint or pain stiffness, mouth sores, a skin rash, mood issues, depression, anxiety, irritability, diarrhea or constipation is chronic inflammation, acid reflux, weight gain, or even weight loss, depending. And frequent infections are really good signs of chronic inflammation. And it's one of the big things that keeps us stuck in hormone hell. And, many members of my family, as they aged, they didn't age so well. They had some pretty serious inflammatory disorders. And, thinking of my parents, severe arthritis and, edema, and for my poor mom, just swelling everywhere and, heart condition, diabetes, right? All sorts of things ended up happening to her towards the end. And there are many reasons for chronic inflammation. So you have to look at the root causes, like what is it that is not functioning properly in your body that promotes chronic inflammation. So there are some markers that we look at on lab tests so we can see not only if there is inflammation, but also what might be causing the inflammation. And right now in our private programs, we're doing an incredible program to reduce inflammation, and we can do a lot just with food. And so it's a great way. It's really the gold standard in healing is a true elimination diet because it can really take some of the burden off of your body through digestion and can also replace a lot of missing nutrients through certain types of foods that we eat. So what I want you to know is that, if you're experiencing any of those things that I shared, mood issues, skin rashes, it's mostly, a lot of times it's weight gain, joint pain or stiffness, fatigue or insomnia, abdominal pain, acid reflux, all those things, just know that there's some inflammation going on and that, you definitely want to address it. And you can do it naturally, which I think is so important to know. And actually, taking meds for these things oftentimes makes things a lot worse. So you can, short term use maybe prescription medication or an over-the-counter medication, but not long-term. It just won't solve the problem. So you want to look at what's causing the issue. So I want you to know that chronic inflammation can be healed, right? You can heal pretty much everything, with just the right support and the right step. And we know what happens when a woman feels better, right? it spreads to her family, to her community, and then out into the world. And lives are changed forever for the better. So when our lives are better, a lot of people's lives are better. So I want this for you. We want you to feel fabulous because you deserve it. All right, sending you so much love. Mwah.